Carlton have another loss. They're 0-3. What are they going to do? They have a bit of a problem, and that's one of the things that I want to discuss here today on the GWSharpy YouTube channel. Let's get into it. All right, so one of the things I was looking at last night whilst watching the game that Carlton lost to the Bulldogs, they are now 0-3 to start the season, is I watched the press conference last night with Michael Voss, and he sat there again with a smile on his face, telling him, maybe himself and the reporter, that they're running out games really well. So I put a little graphic together. I hope this is the right one. And it's the last 3 games they've played this year. So if we look at the top here, 4 goals 1 to Richmond to 1 goal 6 for Carlton. And then last week, 4 behinds to 3 goals 1. And this week, a little bit better, 2 goals straight to 3 goals 4. In total, in the last quarters this year, they have kicked 3 goals 10 to 10 goals 6. For those of you that can't do math, that is 28 points to 66 points. They are trailing by 38. So that is a glaring fact for me, that if he's looking at those stats saying we're running out games really well, I understand that they're getting good forward entries. They're getting, still getting a lot of pressure action around the ball, but they don't have... Charlie Curnow last night was actually quite good. He kicked 3 goals. Kemp kicked 5. But they had no help. There was no one else in that Carlton lineup that really did anything at all. I've got the stats sitting here in front of me. If we look at... So Kemp kicked 5, Curnow kicked 3, and Young kicked 2. But if they've got a full firing Mackay up forward playing well, which they don't, he's obviously off for personal reasons, which, we hope he's okay and everything's all right there. But if you look at the spread between the Bulldogs players, so Darcy kicked 2, and he kicked a really important one late. O'Donnell kicked 2, Kennedy kicked 2, again, another really important one late. And then they had probably 6 more goal kickers throughout that game. Liberatore lit that on fire with 30 touches and a goal as well. He did have a costly turnover late, but Curnow can only do so much. Paddy Cripps can only do so much. Wiedering can only do so much. And Tom de Koning can only do so much. It's like their spine, their 4 main players that play up the guts, basically, from start to finish, carrying this team. The rest of the team, with the issues that they've got, I just think they look like... Walsh, I think, was sat on the bench for like the last 4 minutes of the game. I think the Koning was as well. I saw footage of this on TikTok. Again, don't believe everything you see, but also Silvani was stuck on the bench as well late. That happened in round 1 when de Koning was stuck on the bench for like the 4 or 5 minutes to when there was like not much time left to go against the Tigers. Davidson for the Bulldogs lit this on fire as well with 31 touches as well. I've got him in my super coach, so I was very happy about that. But if Voss is looking at this thinking they're running out games really well, number one, they need to fix their rotations and what they're doing, because you can't have 3 of your best players stuck on the bench when you've got guys out in the middle that are turning the ball over, slipping over, having absolute mares. The other thing I was going to bring up too, which I'll show you guys now, was... People talk about Carlton. On paper, Carlton having a very, very good side, but there's something just not working. I don't know if it's the game plan. I don't know if it's they're running out of gas late, which I was just talking about there, or if it's like a structural thing, because if we go back to round 15 last year, I would consider this the last good Carlton win. I went back and had a look, and after this, they've only beaten Richmond last year, which were a deplorable side after Dimmer had left and Uzo was playing with scraps. They beat North Melbourne, who last year again weren't flash, and they beat West Coast. So they literally beat the bottom 3 teams last year and lost to everybody else. The last good win they had was June 21st, 2024 last year, where they smashed the Cats by 10 goals and everyone was going, here they go. The rest of the season, they only won 3 games and they lost some really, really bad games to some, decent sides. So it's getting close. That's 9 months since they've had a good win against a good side. When they've been tested, they've collapsed. It seems like when they're put under pressure, there's nothing that they can do about it. I'm trying to find Silvani. The disposals, again, they lost the disposal, they lost the kicks, they lost the handballs. They had more inside 50s. They had 56 inside 50s to 51. Disposal efficiency is under 70% as well, so that's probably something that they need to work on. The Bulldogs was 72 and over. It just seems like there's just something not clicking with the Blues at the moment, and I don't know if it starts from the top or if it is. I feel like Cripps is running his guts out to try and get these guys over the line. And again, at the end of this game, he did take a big bump against the Bulldogs and land on his hip. So I wonder if that played a bit of a factor. I mean, he almost tried to do some big hits in return from himself, sort of thing, to try and put some physical pressure on the Bulldogs. But the Bulldogs just seemed to run over the top of them late. They had more pressure around the ball. Libba did do a bad turnover late, but man, Carlton just... There's just some time in front, 108 minutes to 15 minutes late for the Bulldogs. Like, there's just something that's... Like, I had more tackles, so the pressure's there. 1%ers is fine. Interchanges made. This is an interesting stat to me. So, the Bulldogs used 73 interchanges out of their allotted 75. Whereas Carlton only made 63 of their 75. So, that means players are staying on the field for longer, which means they're going to get more tired. So... There's 10 more interchanges made for the Bulldogs, meaning that their players have been able to come off, have a quick rest, have a drink, chat to the fucking boss about the game plan that they're going to do going forward. It just seems like, I don't know, why would they not use their 70 to 75 interchanges? It just seems like they're leaving players out there for longer and they're going to be more tired. Again, it's also hard when the player's stuck on the other side of the ground and there's nothing you can do, which happened a bit last night as well. But I don't know. What do you guys think is the fix that Carlton... Like, it's so easy just to say get rid of the coach and stuff like that, but that's obviously not the option. They've, on paper, got a great-looking side. They've got a couple of injuries. They've got Mackay that needs to come back as well. What do they do next week to beat the Pies? Because I honestly cannot see them beating Collingwood on a Thursday night at the MCG. Collingwood right now are $1.51, Carlton at $2.56. Because it's such a 50-50 game, you never know. But I just can't see them beating Collingwood. And then I do obviously see them beating... they got West Coast for gather round, which is super easy. So they'll be 1-4 to start the year, potentially. Unless they have a good win against Collingwood. If they beat Collingwood next week, then that will replace this good win. Because Collingwood are a good side. And they've got a great midfield. But my question is do they have the fitness to go with Collingwood? Because they've faded away late against the Tigers. They faded away against the Hawks. And then last night they didn't fade away as much, but they still coughed up, a 4-point lead or whatever it was at three-quarter time. So let us know in the comments below what you guys think about the Carlton problem. What is their major problem, do you think? Do you think it is their lack of pressure late? Do you think it's their fitness? Do you think it's their coach? Do they need... an extra defender to, an extra big defender to help Wiedering, because McGovern's not doing the job, I don't think, enough. Walsh in the midfield didn't have a great impact. Cripps last night only had 21 touches. They just seem off. For a team that last year was cruising by around 10, they just seem off. What do they need to fix? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Take it easy, Blues fans. It'll be okay. You guys will be alright. It's just... I don't know what you got to fix, but you got to fix something. Bye for now. Peace.